On Christmas morning, my mom said, "You embarrassed me last night," and made me give all my gifts to my step-siblings while she donated my console. I walked out forever. Let me explain how one sarcastic comment at Christmas dinner ended up destroying my mom's entire life. I'm Jason, 15, and what my family didn't know was that I'd been quietly documenting every injustice for years, building a file that would eventually hand my dad the perfect custody case. My parents split when I was 11. Dad moved to a small apartment across town, while Mom kept our split-level house with the patchy lawn and crooked mailbox. She works at the library, makes decent money, but nothing spectacular. 2 years ago, she married Steve from a dating app. He's a construction worker with 2 kids, Ryan, 14, who's obsessed with basketball, and Kay, 12, who films TikTok dances in our kitchen constantly. The thing about blended families is the power dynamics. Mom treats Ryan and Kay like precious guests while I'm expected to be grateful for basic necessities. My room with its bright blue walls and NBA posters is the only space that feels mine. Mom keeps threatening to neutralize the color scheme for family cohesion. But I've made it clear that's the hill I'll die on. Here's what she doesn't understand about me. I'm methodical. I keep detailed notes on everything. When Dad visits weekends, I document every interaction. When Mom makes her family unity speeches while forcing us into matching pajamas for Facebook photos, I record the disconnect between her words and actions. When she spends money on Ryan's basketball gear but complains about my school supplies, I track the receipts. Dad's a machinist at a parts manufacturing plant. He's quiet, practical, asks simple questions like whether I need new shoes or if homework's going okay. No performance, no speeches about family values, just normal parent stuff. More importantly, he's the type who keeps documentation, tax records, receipts, phone logs. He taught me that details matter when adults start playing games. Christmas Eve, Mom went full event planner mode. Cinnamon candles, holiday playlist on repeat, table set with those red and green paper plates she buys annually. She made ham, green bean casserole, mountains of mashed potatoes, store-bought rolls she brushed with butter to seem homemade. The whole extended family showed up. Grandparents, Aunt Megan with her kids, Steve's parents with grocery store pie. I stayed useful during dinner, took out trash, refilled drinks, loaded dishes. Mom stood up afterward with her wine glass, launching into her annual speech about blended families and building traditions. Same words as last year, same forced smiles for the camera afterward, when she finished with, "I just love seeing us come together as one family," I said quietly, not even looking up. Nothing says family like being told to act like one for the camera. The table went silent for exactly 3 seconds. Aunt Megan smirked into her drink. Someone chuckled. Even Grandma smiled before covering it with her napkin. Mom's laugh came out tight and high-pitched. "Oh, you," she said, waving it off, but her face changed. I saw the calculation happen. The decision to make me pay. After everyone left, the house went dead quiet. Mom wiped counters with that specific aggressive energy that meant trouble. Ryan disappeared to his room. Kay put in earbuds. Steve scrolled his phone by the tree. I went upstairs, figuring it was over. Christmas morning, 7 a.m. "Jason, get up. Living room now." No Merry Christmas, no breakfast smells. Just Mom's voice sharp in the hallway. Downstairs, presents sat under the tree. Some had my name in Mom's curvy handwriting. Ryan and Kay on the couch in pajamas, half asleep. Steve leaning against the wall like he knew not to get involved. "Stand over there," Mom said, pointing to the corner by the tree. She crossed her arms. "You embarrassed me in front of everyone last night. Do you think that's funny? This morning, you're not opening anything. You're giving your presents to your stepbrother and stepsister." I thought she was bluffing until she pointed at the first box. "Pick it up. Hand it to Ryan." One by one, I distributed my Christmas, the hoodie I'd asked for, the basketball game I'd been hinting about for weeks, gifts from relatives I hadn't even seen yet. Ryan looked increasingly uncomfortable with each handoff. Kay shifted on the couch like she wanted to escape. Mom stood there arms crossed, watching like she was checking items off a list. Through the front window, Mrs. Connolly from across the street walked by with her dog. She slowed when she spotted us through the glass. me handing gifts to Ryan and Kay while Mom supervised. We made eye contact. She didn't smile, just kept walking. I knew by lunch half the neighborhood would know. "Maybe next time you'll think before you try to humiliate me," Mom said when the last box was gone. Ryan shifted uncomfortably. "Maybe he should still get one thing," he muttered, barely audible. Mom's head snapped toward him. "Don't start. You both respect me. That's why you get to keep what you got. End of story." Ryan stared at the floor, jaw tight. First time I'd seen him look angry at her. The doorbell rang. Dad stood there holding a Target bag with my new gaming console inside, using the bag as lazy wrapping. "Hey, bud," he said, stepping in. "Merry Christmas." Mom's face hardened. "What's that?" "Something he's been wanting," Dad said, extending it toward me. Mom blocked it with her arm. "No, he doesn't deserve it," Dad frowned. "What?" "He humiliated me yesterday. You don't get to show up twice a month and play hero." "It's Christmas." Dad kept his voice even. "This is my house." She shot back. "My rules." Dad looked at me, then back at her. "So you took every gift he had, and now this. Are you serious?" "Actions have consequences." Mom folded her arms tighter. Ryan cleared his throat. "I can give the game back. It doesn't feel right." "Don't feed the drama," Mom snapped. "It's done." That's when Dad did something I'd never seen before. He pulled out his phone and hit record. "Go ahead," he told her. "Say it again." She glared at him. "You heard me." He slid the phone back in his pocket without another word. Mom grabbed the console off the table. "I'm donating this," she announced. "Linda, come on." Dad stepped forward. "I'm not letting him think he can disrespect me and still get rewarded." She grabbed her keys and stormed out. Ryan stared at the floor. "This whole thing's messed up." Dad looked at me quietly. "Get your stuff." I went upstairs, grabbed clothes, school Chromebook, charger, sneakers, stuffed everything in my backpack fast. When I came back down, Mom still wasn't home. Kay sat with knees pulled up, phone in hands, but not recording this time. Ryan kept his eyes on the floor like he was thinking hard about something. "Ready?" Dad asked. "Yeah." We left before Mom returned. At Dad's apartment, he cleared space in the spare room. Small room, bare walls, crooked blinds, but quiet. "You hungry?" he asked. I said not really. He didn't push. My phone exploded, group chat going crazy, friends texting asking if I was okay. Ryan messaged, "She shouldn't have done that." Then Kay posted on Instagram, wearing the hoodie that was supposed to be mine, comments already rolling in. Dad's place is 2 bedrooms above a laundromat. You hear the dryer sometimes through the floor, that dull humming like distant thunder. The empty room became mine. He moved in a futon from storage, said we'd figure out the rest later. Next morning, Dad bought groceries, milk, bread, eggs, nothing fancy. Asked if I wanted to paint the walls. I said maybe green or gray. He said we'd hit the hardware store next week. Around noon, my phone started buzzing nonstop. "Bro, are you on TikTok?" Someone texted. Kay had posted a short video of the Christmas tree. The audio caught everything. Mom saying, "Hand the next one to Ryan." Okay. Ryan's uncomfortable voice, then the door slamming when Mom stormed out. No faces visible, but you could hear it all. Caption just said, "Christmas vibes," with a snowflake emoji, but comments came fast. "Wait, is this Jason's family?" That sounded like his mom. I know that voice. By evening, someone screen recorded it and threw it on Snapchat. Now the whole school had seen it. Ryan texted, "Didn't know she was recording. My bad." I told him it wasn't his fault. That night, Aunt Megan called Dad. She said Grandma was furious about the Christmas situation. Apparently, Mrs. Connolly had told half the block by lunch, and it reached Mom's family by dinner. Grandma called me directly later. "I don't understand what your mother was thinking," she said. "I'll back your dad if this goes legal." This is where my methodical nature paid off. At Dad's, things stayed calm. He didn't trash talk Mom unless I brought her up. Mostly asked about homework, if I was hungry, basic stuff. But I started documenting everything. Screenshots of the TikTok before it could be deleted. Photos of the texts from Ryan and Kay. Notes on who witnessed what. Dad brought home a cheap bed frame from Craigslist. "Console can wait," he said. "You need somewhere to sleep first." Made sense. No argument from me. Weekend, Grandma came over with a lamp from my room and groceries Dad didn't ask for. While Dad unloaded the car, she told me straight, "If this goes to court, I'm telling them exactly what she did." Sunday, Ryan called from Mom's garage, basketball bouncing in background. "She's mad at me too now," he said, "because I told her I felt weird keeping your stuff." "What did she say?" "Said I was feeding drama." He muttered something about whatever. "I didn't even keep the game, still in the box." That surprised me. "Where?" "My closet. Didn't even open it." We didn't talk long because Mom came outside and he hung up quick. Monday morning, Dad got a call from Mom. He put it on speaker so I could hear. "You think you look good letting him run off like that? Everyone's acting like I abused him." Dad stayed calm. "Linda, you took every gift he had and donated the console in front of him. You don't know what parenting looks like?" She snapped. "Maybe not," Dad said. "But I know what a judge will say when they hear the recording." She went quiet, then hung up. That afternoon, Dad showed me the video on his phone. Clear audio of the console argument. Him trying to give it to me, Mom blocking it, telling him I didn't deserve it, then storming out. The present handoff was only on Kay's TikTok, but we had that too. "I'm keeping this for court," he said. By midweek, Dad called a lawyer. "Not doing this back and forth anymore. We're filing for custody." The TikTok spread beyond Snapchat. Someone posted it on Instagram with "Christmas canceled" and tagged Kay. That's when school got bad. At lunch, 2 basketball team guys sat near me. "So you really had to give all your stuff to Ryan?" I didn't answer. Another kid laughed. "Man, I heard she took the console too. That real?" I threw away my trash and left. Ryan texted that night. "People won't shut up about it. Coach even asked if it was true." Then, some kid called me Grinch Jr. during warm-ups. Whole team laughed. I asked what he said back. "Nothing, but this is messed up. I didn't want the stuff anyway." He added, "Steve told Mom maybe kids wouldn't be dealing with this if she'd just let it go Christmas morning." She accused him of taking sides. Kay started turning off comments on TikTok. Saw screenshots in group chats. People asking if she kept the hoodie, whether she felt bad. One comment, "You posted the whole thing, then kept the gifts." She never replied. Wednesday, Mom showed up at school, not for me, for the principal. Heard from a teacher later, she'd stormed into the office demanding they handle harassment because lies were spreading. By the time I got to Dad's, 3 people had texted saying they heard her yelling about fake stories and ungrateful kids. Principal told her they couldn't control off-campus posts, but they tightened things at school. Hall monitors started steering kids away when the video came up. Counselor checked on Ryan and me. Office emailed teachers about harassment policy. Online stayed messy, but campus calmed down a notch. Ryan called from the garage again. Basketball thumping. "She's mad at me too, because I told her people at school won't stop asking about it." "What did she say?" "Said I should ignore it, stop feeding drama, like it's my fault." Steve apparently told her the TikTok thing was embarrassing enough without her making scenes at school. She told him to mind his own business. Friday, Dad brought home a sturdier bed frame and mattress, replacing the futon and rickety Craigslist setup. Saturday morning, Grandma came by again, handed Dad a folder. I printed everything before it got deleted. Inside were screenshots from TikTok, Instagram, group chats where Kay's friends discussed the Christmas thing. We kept evidence simple. Screen recording of Kay's TikTok for the present handoff, Dad's phone video for the console fight, Grandma's printed screenshots of posts and comments, copies on Dad's phone, my email, Grandma's folder. Even if stuff got deleted online, we still had it. "Judge should see this," Grandma said. Dad nodded. Sunday evening, Dad scheduled a lawyer meeting for the custody case. "Video plus this online stuff makes it pretty clear what happened," he said, tapping the folder. Meanwhile, things at Mom's got worse. Ryan said practice kids started calling him Grinch Jr. One kid joked loud enough for Coach to hear. Better not open your birthday presents. In front of Ryan, Coach told them to knock it off, but the name stuck. Kay started spending weekends at Aunt Megan's. Ryan said Mom acted like it didn't bother her, but kept asking Kay why she didn't want to stay home. Kay just said she liked it better there. Smart girl, didn't want to deal with school comments or home drama. Monday afternoon, Dad got an email from Mom saying I should come home because things had calmed down. Dad replied one sentence. We'll let the judge decide. That night, Ryan sent a picture, the video game I was supposed to get, still sealed, sitting on his desk. Didn't even open it. Feels wrong. Next day at practice, a kid asked Ryan if he'd given it back yet. He said no because Mom wouldn't let him. Kid said, "Man, your mom's wild." Ryan didn't argue. Wednesday evening, Dad showed the lawyer both videos. Screen recording of Kay's TikTok with the present handoff, and his phone video of the console argument, clear as day. Mom telling me to hand everything over. Ryan saying it didn't feel right. Her yelling at him to stop feeding drama, then fighting with Dad about the console before storming out. This helps, the lawyer said. Shows it wasn't just frustration, it was planned. Dad nodded. Exactly. By week's end, Dad filed custody documents. Ryan texted, "She's furious about court, slamming doors all night." I didn't answer right away. Was looking at the folder Grandma gave Dad. Printouts of comments, screenshots, everything lined up like evidence. Didn't feel like just family drama anymore. First custody hearing came faster than expected. Dad's lawyer sent a list of what we needed: video evidence, screenshots, witness statements. Grandma was already on it, printing things like she was preparing for actual trial. Ryan texted the night before. She's making speeches about how Dad's gonna lose embarrassingly. I asked what that meant. He wrote, "Keep saying judges hate deadbeat dads, and she'll tell them everything about him owing money years ago." Next morning, courthouse waiting area felt tense. Mom sat across the room, with Steve beside her, arms crossed. He looked like he wanted to be anywhere else. Ryan and Kay on the bench next to them, both staring at the floor. Mom spotted me with Dad and Grandma, said loud enough for everyone. Unbelievable, dragging children through this because he wants to play Disney Dad on weekends. Steve put a hand on her arm. "Linda, maybe just..." She shook him off. "No, I'm not sitting here acting like I'm the villain." Dad didn't respond. Inside the courtroom, Mom talked fast like auditioning for something. Told the judge Dad barely showed up for years. I was out of control. She was the only stable parent. Steve sat beside her, eyes on the floor. Dad's lawyer asked about Christmas. Mom waved her hand. "Oh, please. It was one morning. He embarrassed me in front of family. Actions have consequences." The lawyer played a screen recording of Kay's TikTok first. You could hear Mom directing the gift handoff and the door slam. Then Dad's phone video, console argument from when he arrived, Mom storming out. Judge raised his eyebrows. "This was Christmas morning?" Steve shifted in his seat, looking at his shoes. Mom crossed her arms. "He thinks one sarcastic comment gives him the right to humiliate me. My house, my rules." Grandma shook her head like she couldn't believe what she was hearing. Steve stared straight ahead, jaw tight. Mom jumped in. "They're teenagers. They don't understand parenting decisions. I was teaching respect." Judge leaned forward. "By taking every gift on Christmas morning?" Mom didn't answer right away. Then, "Maybe I expect some gratitude in my own house." Steve looked at her for the first time, frowning. Aunt Megan called Dad that night, said Mom was blowing up the family group chat, calling everyone traitors for taking my side. Megan told her to calm down. Mom replied, "Easy for you to say when your kid doesn't humiliate you in front of people." Grandma left the chat completely. Next week, Mom showed up at my school during lunch, slammed her car door, walked across the courtyard, told me loud enough for half the tables to hear. "You think living with him's gonna be fun? He can't handle you. You'll come crawling back." One of my friends muttered, "What's wrong with her?" as she stormed off. Back at Dad's, the lawyer asked for written statements from Ryan and Kay. Both sent them that night. Ryan wrote about being teased at practice. Kay wrote about Mom yelling at her for the TikTok instead of caring she was upset. When Dad told me they'd sent them, I asked Ryan why. He texted back, Because she won't shut up about being the victim. I'm over it. Next hearing, Mom tried bringing up old stuff about Dad. Missed birthdays years ago, late payments when he switched jobs. Judge cut her off. We're here about current living conditions, not ancient history. She tried interrupting again. But Judge raised his hand. Enough. Mom sat back like she'd been personally attacked. Steve rubbed his forehead like he was tired of being there. After court, she cornered Ryan and Kay in the parking lot. You made me look abusive, Ryan said. You did that yourself. She pointed at him like scolding a toddler. Watch your mouth. He walked off without answering. Kay followed him to Steve's truck. Steve looked at Mom, said flatly, You're not helping yourself. Mom glared. Thanks for the support. That night she texted me paragraphs about turning everyone against her, letting Dad control the narrative. I didn't answer. By month's end, Dad said the lawyer felt good about our case. Too many witnesses, too much proof, and Mom couldn't stop making herself look worse every time she opened her mouth. Ryan texted, If you get out, good for you. I wish we could too. Final custody hearing happened 2 weeks later. Mom showed up in a bright green outfit like trying to prove a point. Steve trailed behind carrying paperwork. Ryan and Kay walked in quietly, sat near Dad and me instead of next to her. That told the judge plenty before anyone spoke. Inside, Dad's lawyer replayed both clips. TikTok audio of present handoff and Dad's video of console fight. Judge asked if there was disagreement about accuracy. Mom started to talk, but Steve cut in gently. It's real, Your Honor. She whipped her head toward him. Whose side are you on? Judge cut in, flat and calm. That's enough. Then came written statements. Ryan said he felt guilty keeping my gifts. Mom refused to let him return them. Kids at school teased him so much, he stopped going to lunch with the team. Kay wrote about the TikTok, turning off comments because people made fun of her family, how Mom yelled at her instead of asking if she was okay. Mom sat arms crossed like the whole thing was beneath her. Grandma spoke last, said Christmas was supposed to be about family, not control, and she didn't recognize how Mom acted anymore. Mom interrupted halfway through. Oh, please, you've always liked Mark better anyway. Judge told her if she spoke again, she'd be removed. In the hallway during a break, Mom cornered Steve. You're useless, just sitting there while everyone attacks me. Steve kept his voice low. Linda, you're attacking yourself. You don't stop. She stared at him like he'd betrayed her. When the judge returned with the decision, Mom sat up straighter like she expected to win. Temporary full custody to the father, the judge said. Visitation schedule to be determined later. I'm concerned about the emotional environment at the mother's home. Mom shot out of her seat. You're punishing me for parenting. This is ridiculous. Judge ignored her and moved to the next case. Outside, Mom tore into Ryan and Kay. You threw me under the bus in there. Ryan said. No, we told the truth. Kay stayed behind him, arms crossed. Steve finally spoke up. Linda, stop yelling at them in parking lots. You look unhinged. She glared. Oh, so you're done pretending to support me? He didn't answer, just walked Ryan and Kay to the truck. After that day, things at Mom's house cracked fast. Ryan started staying at Aunt Megan's some weekends. Mom called them ungrateful, loud enough for neighbors to hear. Steve stopped coming home for dinner, started working later, sleeping in the guest room. One night, Ryan texted. She told Steve he can leave if he doesn't like it. Next day, his basketball bag and Kay's suitcase were in Steve's truck. I saw them the following weekend when Dad took me to Ryan's game. Steve sat with Aunt Megan in the bleachers. Kay waved at me, but didn't go near Mom, who stood off to the side scowling at everyone. After the game, Ryan walked right past her to Steve's truck. Kay followed. Mom shouted after them. Fine, go live with him. See if I care? Nobody looked back. Dad got permanent custody 6 weeks later. Mom didn't contest after the temporary order. Judge cited Christmas incident, school fallout, both recordings, kids' statements. Steve moved out officially 2 weeks after the ruling, left the couch, some dishes, one work jacket hanging by the door. Took everything else, including Ryan and Kay. Aunt Megan told Dad later that Mom called everyone traitors again, then stopped answering texts when nobody agreed with her. By spring, she was living alone. No Ryan, no Kay, no me. Steve filed for divorce quietly. Mom posted a long Facebook rant about fake family and people poisoning kids against their mother. Comments were mostly cousins telling her to stop airing it online. At school, things calmed down quickly. Ryan wasn't Grinch Jr. anymore. Kay deleted half her TikToks. I stopped getting questions in hallways. By summer, Dad set up my room properly. Painted walls, new shelves, actual desk that didn't wobble. Ryan comes over sometimes, Kay too. Steve drops them off, but doesn't stay long. Mom never showed up. Last I heard, she was still in that house alone. Neighbors said she stopped coming to block parties. Grandma didn't invite her to Easter. Aunt Megan told her flat out, "You did this to yourself." Mom hung up on her. At the first basketball game next season, Dad sat with Steve, Ryan, and Kay in the stands. I saw Mom standing near the bleachers alone. When the game ended, I walked past her to Dad's car without stopping. She didn't say anything. That was the last time I saw her.